Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Well, today my mission is to go to Avoca in South Wicklow and try and photograph the red kites that inhabit the locality around Avoca. I think the red kites have been reintroduced there in 2007 after being extinct for many years, and there's a healthy population there. Very difficult to photograph, of course, but I'm looking forward to getting down and seeing, can I find them? Can I shoot them? And can I get any decent shots? That's the focus for today. Trying to get back into a little bit of wildlife photography and certainly try my hand at pro capture in the OM system to capture those red kites, hopefully in flight and soaring. Right now I'm at the meeting of the waters, the meeting of the Avonbeg and Avonmore River as they turn into the Avoca River, which is a beautiful spot. I'm gonna get on down a couple of kilometers down to Avoca, the village itself. So come along and join me today on this hunt for the red kites of Avoca. Let's go. So we're now in the village of Avoca, and I'm just going to find a parking spot up here and just kind of hang around for a few minutes and just see, can I see anything or hear anything before I start driving around the back roads. So I found a spot here a couple of kilometers just outside the village of Avoca, and I'm looking down on this vast area of woodland, and I've already spotted a couple of kites soaring in the distance, but just a little bit too far away to get any meaningful shots. But I think if I have a little bit of patience, patience, that's the key I think today. I'm going to hang around here and I'm hoping to see the red kites again soaring and just maybe a little bit closer to me. The shots, if I do get them, will be nice because we got the rolling Wicklow Hills in the background. I'm kind of looking down into the valley, so I should get them with nice kind of bokeh behind them. I'm going to shoot with my OM1 Mark II and the 150 to 600. I have it resting on a tripod there at the moment, but I'm going to whip that off as soon as I see any action and shoot everything handheld with pro capture in the OM system. And the image stabilization in this system just makes life so much easier where we don't need tripods. Already down here at this farm building, there is a flock, I assume you call them a flock of pheasants. I'm going to try and get a few shots of them while I'm here waiting, and fingers crossed, if any of those work out well, here's the first pheasant shots. Yeah, so I feel I'm in a pretty good spot here. I've seen a few coming towards me. I just need them to come that little bit closer to get some half decent shots. The farmer stopped there. The farmer who owns the fields here in front of me, and we're just talking about the weather and the general chit chat that you have, and he's no problem with me being here. And of course, didn't one fly directly overhead while I was talking to the farmer. Yeah, just my luck. But I'll stay patient here. I can see one or two up in the clouds, up in the soaring around in circles, obviously searching out for their prey. I'm just hoping that they come just this little bit closer. I'll give it another little while. I've got some video. I'll show you that video in the meantime. But again, it's just about staying patient, I think, in this scenario. I think it's going to happen for me. Fingers crossed. You can see the red kite soaring in the distance, just too far away for me to get some shots, but I'm hoping there's a pair of them there that they decide to sort of come up this end of the valley, which would be good. But they're definitely here, as you can see. So again, patience is the key. Yeah, these red kites are proving to be very elusive. I'm just currently driving around some more back roads. I've just left that last location. I got some images of kites, but they're too far away. I'll pop them up here now in a minute. You can see them, but I feel I'm getting closer. You know, I'm not too far away. I just need to find the right location where they're soaring, where they're flying, and be ready. So I'm going to find myself another spot. I was talking to a local farmer there again, and he said try a little kind of lay-by just up the road. So I'm just going to pop down to that, set myself up, and be patient. I think that's the key. But if you want pheasant, if you're interested in photographing pheasant, this is the place to be. I have seen hundreds. They're on the road in front of me. They're in the fields. They're everywhere. But so far, the really good shot of the red kite is eluding me. But here are a few of the kites in the distance, just to kind of whet your appetite. I'm really, really hoping I get the shot that I'm looking for. Fingers crossed. Is there anything more frustrating in life than trying to photograph wildlife? Well, I'm an Ipswich Town supporter. That's pretty frustrating at times, but really, is there anything more frustrating than trying to photograph wildlife? Man, does it test your patience. So I've got one down here. It's as close as any kite has come to me so far. I'm just hoping that he decides to come in another bit in this direction. I've got the OM1 Mark II here, and I'm at the full 600 mil on this 150 to 600. This little fella is down here at there's a pond down here, and he's just landed on a branch. Hopefully he takes flight and decides to come this way. Fingers crossed, this could be the opportunity. Yeah, so 1 hour later I'm still here, and I'm watching one particular red kite just roosting down below, and he just is not moving. So frustrating. While you're there, if you could go and just give this video a thumbs up or even subscribe. It might ease the pain just a little bit for me at the moment. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take a break because my brain is starting to melt. I'm going to go and get some lunch, and I'm going to give it another hour or two after lunch and see how we get on. So yeah, let's come back in a while and see how it goes. Yeah, so I've just come back down into the village of Avoca here just to kind of take my mind off it for a second, because the Red Kites are winning the battle today so far. But it's only when I got back down to the village here, I remember this is the village that the series Ballykissangel was set in and filmed in, what was it, late 90s, early 2000s. That was a great old series. BBC produced, of course. RTE let that one slip through their hands. And of course, this whole area here was famous for their copper mining. Hundreds of years of copper mining. You can see all the remnants and the spoil and the slag heaps in locations. Even one or two old brick chimneys around and about. I think that ended in 1982 from my memory. But I'm just going to take a breather here, have my tea and my sandwich. You know, we're kind of just after 2 p.m. in the day. I think the best time of the day, if not beginning of the day, early morning, is roost time in the evening again to see the red kites congregate. I think I found the best spot. You know, that's some positive. It's to the kind of north of Avoca. If anyone ever finds and watches this and they're looking where there's a good amount of red kites around, place up there called Connery Lower, Connery Upper. You're up high and you're looking down into the valley, but you certainly need a decent long telephoto lens. I'm half thinking the next time I see that farmer, asking him it would be any way I could just walk down one of his tracks just to get down a bit closer. But you know, you hate putting them in that position too, because you know, it's their private land. But anyway, from the car park of Ballykissangel, I'm going to have my tea and my sandwich, and we're going to give it another go, another hour after, to see do we eventually come up with the goods and a proper red kite photograph in flight. Because right now I haven't got it, and it's been pretty much a waste of a day if I don't. See you in a while. Yeah, so there you have it, the end to what's been a pretty disappointing day behind the lens. Probably my most disappointing day this year. I came down to Avoca to try and photograph the red kite. And they are wildlife. Yes, I know that. They are wild. They're not on WhatsApp. They don't just turn up for the photo shoot. But nonetheless, I'm still gutted that I really didn't get any decent images. Only images of red kites in the distance. Yeah, I don't know really what to say other than extremely disappointing. If anyone sees this or looks at this and knows this area and knows a good location to photograph the red kites, please could you comment below, because I'm going home disappointed, but at the same time I'm going to have to come back and get these guys. You know, I've got the OM1 Mark II, I've got the 150 to 600, which is like 1200 mils of telephoto in full frame terms. But I just couldn't get close enough to them today to get what I wanted. And it's gut-wrenching. It's... hang on. Wow, have I just got something? This is a kite. He's silhouetted, but he just did a little pirouette on the thermals for me. It may not be the greatest image on the planet, but it's quite nice in silhouette. Maybe all wasn't lost, but still, I couldn't get them to come close enough to me today. The light is fading now. ISOs are through the roof. I'm going to have to come back. For anyone who knows this area, as I said, I'm sort of to the north of Avoca in this valley in Connery Lower, looking down on the railway line. There's a lovely open pasture land here with a meticulously kept farm. And I'm just hoping that somebody else knows another area where I can get closer. If I could get in onto this farm, I could get really good shots. But again, you know, you can't go asking farmers permission to get onto their farmland. You know, it's private, simple as that. But for now, I'm going to leave this, and I'm going to leave disappointed. Even with that one or two little images at the end, they're still too far away, but it's the only red kite I saw in the afternoon. Lights fading. It's just not going to be possible anymore with this f5 to 6.3 telephoto. So thanks for watching if you've got this far. Disappointing, you probably haven't seen any great images if you have got this far, but if you could, just for my perseverance, would you mind giving it an old thumbs up and subscribe? I do promise you I'm going to come back here, and at some point I'm going to get these photos of these red kites the way I want. But for now, thanks for watching. We'll see you the next time.